This is side Arun Goyal, and welcome to the Noida Admin Group. Today we are gonna present our session 9, that is a CPQ series we are running from last few weeks. And today it's a privilege to have Aman Sharma with us. So we'll be talking about more. So can you go to the next slide, Aman? Yeah. So myself Arun Goyal, and I am working as a solution architect as cloud analogy. I am also 20x certified, and one can reach out to me to my website, that is arunsfdc.com, and also one can reach out to me my Twitter handle, which is again arunsfdc. Can you go to the next slide, Aman? And
Yep.
today we have got Aman Sharma, who is already working as a technical lead at InfoBeans, and he's having quite good experience on the CPQ. So today's agenda would be Aman will let us know. So over to you, Aman. Thank you so much, guys.
Hi everyone. My name is Aman Sharma, and I've been working at InfoBeans CloudTech for past 5 years. And I'm a Salesforce LWC developer and a CPQ specialist, and I have 4x Salesforce certified. Okay. So just few housekeeping rules. Everybody mute your mic. If you have any questions, add those in the chat window. All those questions will be answered towards the end of the session. Okay. What would be the agenda for today's topic? The first topic is field sets. So to elaborate more on this field sets, we can do a lot of things with using field sets in Salesforce CPQ. So basically, today we are going to demonstrate few of the usages of field set. One of them would be how can we show different fields at the configurator level, at feature level. When we configure a bundle, if you want to show different fields for a feature, how do we do that? And the other would be how can we dynamically uh, change the fields which are displayed at the line editor. So these will be the things that we will be covering in field sets. MDQ products, we will be learning about MDQ products. The third would be contracted pricing, what is contracted pricing and all those stuff. And the last would be the evergreen product. There is one more topic which is not mentioned here, but it's all a part of these things only, which would be proration. So I'll talk about that as well. So that would be the agenda. Okay, field sets. I've already talked about it when I gave the agenda. So just going through the point, uh, bundle configuration experience can be made better by leveraging the field set options available at the feature level. So there is an example which is given here. You can read for media field only products that are part of the Salesforce product feature, and these are the steps which are given, which shows you how you can use the functionality which is provided by Salesforce CPQ. Let me quickly show you that codes. So I have already configured a bundle product. Let me show you the bundle product which I have configured. So this is the bundle product which I have configured. And in the features, I have two features, hardware and software. So first, let me get rid of this and let me show you how does it look like if I don't apply. So this would be the field that would be responsible for displaying the different fields at the configurator level. So first I'll keep it to blank and make the changes. There is one more feature which is software. Um, yeah. Yep. So I've removed the feature as of now. So let me open any one code and I'll add that product. Edit line. Okay. Now, as you can see, since this is a hardware feature and this is a software feature, both the features are displaying the same product options fields, quantity, product code, product name, product description, unit price. But in terms of business, there could be scenario that a field is wouldn't be necessary for some features and some other field would be necessary. So in those cases, we could use this functionality to show different types of fields. Let me go back to my product. So for that, what do we do is we go to product options. Let me open a product option record. Object. So inside product options, we would create field sets, and there we would define what are the fields that we want to display. So right now I have hardware field set and software field set. Let me open one of those. So hardware field set, I've added some fields here, and for software field sets, I've added different sets of fields to for differentiation. Now I'll go back to the feature. So these are the features I have. So this is a pick list field. What you would need to do is you need to add the field set name that you have created into this field. And remember one thing, that we wouldn't add underscore underscore C here, because if you go and look at the API name of this, it doesn't have underscore underscore C. So for this one, hardware, I'll select hardware field set, and going back to the other one, which is software, I'll update it to use software field set. Save. So now if I move back to my code and add that product, I would be able to see different fields for both the features. Yep, here it is. So as you can see, for the hardware, there is product name, product code, quantity, product description, and unit price. But whereas for the software, I have name, code, description, quantity, unit price, type. So this is one extra field which I've added here, and also you can see that I've changed the sequence how it is displayed. So this is one of an example of field sets which we use. There is one more example which I would showcase. So let me just add one product here. So there could be a business scenario where some regions, let's talk in terms of regions, maybe USA or India. So in those cases, what it might happen is that a field would be required when it is being configured for a specific region, but a field wouldn't be required when it is not being configured for a specific region. But how do we configure that? We need that to happen dynamically. So in Salesforce, we have this ability to do. So for that, what you would need to do is you would need to create a field in code. So this would be the name of the field that you would need to create. Right now I have made it text. This can be changed to formula to put the values automatically when a code is being created. Right now I've kept this text for demo purpose, but we can change it to formula, or you can write automations as well based on region or whatever condition you want to put, and you want to put the value in this. So after that, we would need to create field sets at code line level, because you must all be aware that the code lines fields which are shown there are shown from the line editor field set, which is here. So for now, I have created this demo field set. Let me just quickly add one product here, not product, field. So for now, let's say I would add billing type here after quantity, and I would save it. I would take the API name of this field and I'll navigate to the code. The first step we did was creating the field. Let me clear this. Let me save it. Before I give you a demo with this, let me show you how it looks like if I don't give that field set name. What is the default behavior? Excuse me. Yep. So now you can see product name, product code, quantity, list unit, additional discount, net unit, net total. These are the fields which are being shown. So maybe in some scenarios I may have to show different fields. So in that case, I would leverage this functionality where I would enter the field set name here and I would save it. And once I go to edit lines, I try creating a code. Let me add any product. Now you would see that the billing type field which I've added into that field set, now you are able to see the fields from that field set. So this is all about field set. Arun, do we stop here for questions or do we answer it towards the end?
No, no. So we can. So if we have a question, maybe we can take this up, or we can continue otherwise.
Okay, we can take up questions, right?
Yeah, we can take the question in the last, so that you can at least complete your presentation, and then we'll have
Okay,
those.
fine. This is all about field sets. If you have any questions, then please post it in the chat. We would cover those towards the end. Moving on towards the next topic, which is multi-dimensional coding. So, what does it mean when we say multi-dimensional coding? So, it means that when we want to configure a product for a longer period of time, not in terms of um, generally when we configure a product it would be like we would configure it for 12 months and that would be it. But what if I don't want to configure it for 12 months at once. I want to configure it in basis of quarterly or basis on or a basis of month, and on each month I want to give up a different, there should be a different uplift on the price. Like let's say today I'm selling it for 10 rupees, the next month it should be for 12 and then the next month should be 14 and so on. So that cannot be done by the standard standalone products that we have here. So for that we would need to create MDQ products. MDQ products, how do we create it? Let me show you that. Look, I have a MDQ product already with me, which is internet. So this would be created as a normal regular product where we would give the subscription pricing as fixed price and the subscription term would be based on whatever should be. So for now I have given it 12. So this would be a subscription product, but it would be a multi-dimensional subscription product. So this is a normal subscription product as of now. To make this multi-dimensional, what we need to do is we have to create price dimensions for it. So we have multiple options. Let me show you, open up this. So we have options to create dimensions based on year, based on quarter, based on month, custom or one time. So when I say year, so let's say my quote start date and end date ends in 2 years. So let's say it starts today and ends at 2026, 3rd of February. So in that case, I would have two segments if I add it to yearly basis, because in that date range there would be 2 years. So other thing that we need to keep in mind is that using one dimension, one type, we can have only one price dimension. We cannot have two price dimensions with same type. There is an exception with one time. One time is an exception where you could create along with the others as well. But let's say I already have a quarterly, as you can see here. Let me try creating another one with quarter. Salesforce CPQ wouldn't allow me to do that. Test quarter. You cannot have multiple time-based dimensions for the same product. So because it's quarter, that's why it's not allowing me. Now, before I create a one time, let me quickly show you how a multi-dimensional code looks like. So as you had seen that I had configured this product to be segmented on quarterly basis. Okay, right now you can see that I have the start date of today and the subscription is set to 12 months. So based on that, in a year we would have 4 quarters. So if I reduce this 12 to, let's say, 9 months. And if I say calculate, then this would go for 3 quarters only. Let me change it back to 12. Okay. So here we see an option to desegment the line. So right now we are able to see each quarterly basis how much that product would be charged. We can desegment this line to show up like this, where it would show up as a total, and we could resegment it back. And it shows here what is the price dimension type which is selected. So I had selected quarter, so it's showing up as quarter. Other part. Right now, what I have done is, let me navigate to the product. So in the product level, I have specified the subscription term as one. Oh, no, this is not the product. Yep, this one. In the product, I have specified the subscription term as 12, and I have specified its price as $1,000. So that means for 12 months, if you use this product for 12 months, you would be charged $1,000. So if I go back to my code, so if I divide that 1,000 by 4, that would give me 250. So for each quarter, that would be 250. Now let me show you what are the different things I can do with this MDQ product. I can change the quantity for each. So let's say today I want one this quarter, next quarter I want two, next quarter I want three, and then the next quarter I want to sell four. So MDQ product gives the sales reps an ability to quickly upsell the product along with multi-dimensional quoting. Also, we can provide uplifts. Uplifts means uplift on the price. So let's say I want to make an uplift here of 5%. I want to give an uplift here of 7%, and I want to give an uplift here of 10%. So if I calculate this, so you can see the prices have gone up, which is 525, 842, 1235. Let me change it again. Yep. So now I can give discounts based on each quarter as well. So let's say I give here 25%, I give here 10%. And if I see the discounts would be applied at each segment level, let me clear out the discounts. Okay, start date, as you can see, it is different. So my quote start date is 1/3. So the start date for this quote line would be 1/3. So for each quarter, there would be a separate quote line. So there you can see as there are four segments. Let's call these segments. So these four segments would have their own quote lines, and each quote line would have its own start date. For this quote line, the start date would be third. This is March. Yep. 1st of March, and this would be June, and this one would be September, and this one would be December. So each of them would be created as separate quote lines. Um, yeah, yep. I think that's it. Now let me create another price dimension, which is one time. Since one time can be created, so let's say I call this one time, and this one would be one time. We can specify price books here as well if you want to take the price from any other price book. We can specify the unit price as well. Right now it is picking up the unit price from the price book entry, but if we specify a unit price here, then it would take the unit price from here. One thing to keep in mind when we use this unit price, it won't work on a segment basis, it would work on the whole product basis. So instead of if I give here 2000, then in that case the price would have been 500 for each quarter. So I have to give 2000 here. Okay, yep, these are the other fields which we can use. We can say if we can give discount to the segments or not. We can say if the price needs to be inherited, cost editable. I'll save this. One more thing I want to add here is right now, as I said, that we can create only one price dimension with one type. Suppose quarter I already have, I can't create quarter. But if you have multi-currency enabled in your org, so for each currency you could create the same type of dimension. So for USD you can have quarter, and for Indian rupees you could have quarter. So that means you could have two quarters, but the differentiation would be based on the currency. So currency and the type should be unique. But right now I don't have currency, so simply the type should be unique in my case. Let me go back to the code and let me add that product. Now, as you can see here, there is one more segment which is added as one-time fee. So, if I would have specified some unit price there, that unit price would have been populated here, but I didn't specify any, so it's taking the price from the price book entry itself. And as you can see, the others are divided into segments, but one-time fee wouldn't be divided into segments. If I expand the drawer, we can see that I can provide discounts as well. Yep. Um, there is one more example which I have on the multi-dimensional code. I have created another product with the type as custom. So same way I have configured the product and price dimensions I have specified as custom. So let me show you how it looks like when we add the product into the code. As you can see here, it is saying that the segment type is custom, and you can see there is only one. So what I can do here is, so as you can see, the start date is from March till for 12 months. I can add the segments here manually. So on the previous example, what we did was we had specified it on the product level, and that needs to be configured along that same way. But what if we want to give the reps the ability to decide the time frame? Like one can be for 5 months and the another can be for 6 months. So we can do that. So here I can add multiple segments. So let me just quickly add one, two, three, four. Let me say it goes to six. Let me give you, it will give me another. Now it would give me an error. It should give me an error because I have an overlapping date. So these is an overlapping date. So it shouldn't be an overlapping one. It should be non-overlapping. Okay, I haven't given any name. Let's say tier one and let's say tier two. And if I save here, now you can see I have tier one and I have tier two. Okay. Yep. This is it from MDQ standpoint of view. So MDQ, there are few challenges with MDQ as well. So the first one would be the user experience. So if we have multiple segments, so let's say I had created this on a monthly basis and the subscription was for 24 months, for 2 years. Then there would be 24 segments here, and you would have to scroll all the way to the right and then configure the product. So that user experience isn't really good. That is one of the things that we need to keep in mind while configuring the segments. And this wouldn't work without a start date MDQ. We need to have a start date always. The MDQ products cannot be parent bundles. We cannot have configuration attributes in MDQ products, and MDQ products supports only monthly subscription term units. And the last, it works a bit differently when it comes to contracting. Um, just a moment, I want to give you an example. Okay, okay, let me add a slide here. MDQ setup here done. Okay, okay, I'll add the explanation here. So let's say in MDQ product, I have MDQ product one. I have the start date as 1/3/2023, and its quantity as 5. The other one is MDQ product 2 with the start date as 1/6/2023, and its quantity is 10. And the last MDQ product is product 3, 1/9/2023, 15. Let me add one more MDQ product 4, 1/12/2023, and its quantity is 15. So we would have four code lines when we create this kind of a code, and each code line would have the different quantity. The first segment would have 5, second segment would have 10, third would have 15, and the last would have 20. So this is a subscription which this is a contract whose start date is 1 March 2023, and the end date would be um, and the end date would be end date would be, let's say, 28 02 2024. So we would have one contract which would be created when we contract this, and that would be the start date of that contract would be 1st of March 2023, and the end date would be next year February 28th. So in that case, we would have um, four subscription products created, subscription products under contract. The first subscription product would have its start date from 1/3/2023 to 1/12/2023. So that means this product, five quantities would be sold for a whole 1 year. So that is decided. And then the next quantity means after the second quarter, the quantity needs to increase. So the subscription product, the second subscription product would have a start date of 6 1st of June, and that would have a quantity of 5. So that means 5 plus 5, which makes it 10. So it works that way. And again, the start date of the third subscription product would be 1st of September, and again the quantity would be 5. And then the last one, the start date would be 1st of December, and the quantity would again be 5. So if you see here, all the subscription products had have quantities of 5, and not the standard way how we expected that if the product one should have subscription one should have started on 1st of March and should have ended by 31st of April, um, May. So doesn't work that way. What it would do is it would look at it's smart enough to configure the subscriptions along those lines. Yep, that's it from the MDQ standpoint of view. Each MDQ has its own start date and end date. Okay, I didn't show how it works when I create one. Let me quickly show you how the quote lines are displayed. Uh, okay. I'll keep it as this. So four segments are there, and there is one time fee. I'll save this. So now in this case, there would be five quote lines created. High speed internet. So this is a one-time fee which would be there, and these are the other four which have been created. Now, if you go and check the start date and end date for each of them, it would be different. So if I go here, and if I look at the start date and end date, where is it? Yep. So we can see here start date is 1st of March and it is ending by 31st of April. The first product, and if I move back to second product, it would start on 1st of June and ending by 31st of August, and so on. Let me go back to PPT. Yeah, I think that's it from the MDQ point of view. I'm moving on towards contracted pricing. So, what is contracted pricing? It's given here. It is used for customers who have been doing business for a long time. So, for example, let's say an XYZ, I have been dealing with XYZ company and I'm selling a product A, and I have been selling that product A at rupees 10, whereas the original price could be 20. The 10 price has been decided after a lot of discounts and all the uh, requests. So going forward, if we want to sell that same product to that same company XYZ, I shouldn't charge that customer 20 rupees because we have already sold that product at 10 rupees. But in a standard way, if let's not talk about contracted pricing. How it would work is if I create a code today and add a product and I sell it to a customer for, let's say the product was 20, I sold it for 15, that would be sold for 15. The contract would be created, everything would be done. Now let's say down the line I again create a quote and let's say the prices have changed. So from 20 it's gone up to 25. So what would happen in that case if I create another quote for that customer, the new price would show up and not the old price which we had quoted the old customer. So for that purpose, we have this contracted pricing in place where we remain consistent with customers for our price. Um, Let me quickly show you the product I have created. I haven't created anything. I have just created a subscription product where I have specified the pricing as fixed price and term as 12. Let me go to a code and show you a standard way how it works. So let's say contracted pricing opportunity. Let's say 58. Now let me edit lines. Now let's say today I sell it for 1,000 rupees after discount. Now I've added primary code. Now let me go to opportunity. I'm not showing you an example with contracted pricing. I'm showing without contracted pricing how it will work. So I'll create a contract for this opportunity. I think we have done. Yep, the contract is created. What I would do is I'd go to the account. Let's say down the line after 1 year, the business comes again and asks for a new demo opportunity to say, yep, okay. I'll create a quote. I'll give you option term is 12. I'll go to the quote. I'll edit lines and I'll add that product again, contracted pricing, and that would show up whatever the price would be there in the price book entry. Yeah, even if I do anything, so it would still show me as 2000 because that it is picking up the price from the price book entry or whatever the pricing type that is specified in the product. But I have already sold this product at 1000 rupees to the same customer, and it wouldn't sound good in terms of business now selling that product for 2000 rupees. So for that, we have contracted pricing. Let me go back, let me delete both the opportunity and quote and show you how it should have been done. Yeah. Opportunities, contracted pricing, I'll remove the contract. Yep. Okay. So, yep. I have deleted the contract, so the contract hasn't been created yet. So what I need to do is there is a field which is in quote level which is there. This if we select it would create a contracted price and we have to select the value. So if I select price, then it would select based on whatever the price is set for that customer. And if I select discount schedule, then that means if there is any discount schedule which is applied at the product level, that same discount schedule would be applied in future when we add the same product in the code. So right now I'll do price and the last one, sorry, do not generate. That means it would work the same as none. It wouldn't generate any contracted price. So if I say price and if I save it, it wouldn't generate the contracted price now. This would be done only after the contract is created. Hence, that is why I deleted the contract. So now let me go back to the opportunity and let me go to account as well to show you where it is going to show up. Right now, there shouldn't be any contracted pricing at the product or account level. So if I go to accumulated list, we have contract prices. So here it would show up. Right now, as you can see, there isn't any. So this we could create manually as well. Way which I showed just now that we would set the value in the quote level. So now let me create a contract for this opportunity. Now, as you can see, a contracted pricing product has been created and where the price is set to 1000 rupees. Now, if I go back to that account, I'll do the same things which I've done before. Now you can see the net unit price for that product is showing up as 1000 because that is the value which has been picked up from the contracted pricing. Now I can go and give more discounts to this. So let me say I give another 10% to this. Then the discount would be applied and that would be 900. Sorry. Yep. So this is how the contracted pricing works. Now, before I move quickly, let to the last part, Evergreen Products. Let me give you a quick example on the proration. Let me check for a subscription product. Okay, I'll take this. Okay, this is a subscription product where the term is 12 months, and what is the price for this product? It's 100 rupees. Let me change it to 1200 rupees. So right now I've specified the subscription term as 12. So which means if I use this product for 12 months, then I would be charged 1200 rupees. Now we go back to the quote. So right now my quote is configured for 12 months. So okay, subscription term 12 calculate. Okay. So now my quote is configured for 12 months. So that's why the price is showing up as 1200 because the product is charged 1200 for 12 months and the quote is being created for 12 months. Now let's say I created a quote for 6 months instead of 12. So what would happen in that case is my quote is getting created for 6 months and I want to consume this product only for 6 months. So 1200 is the amount for 12 months. So now this amount should change, which should be 600. As you can see, the amount has changed to 600. Now, if I change this to 1 month, then it would change to 100 rupees. I have the price in that way, so the calculation becomes easy. But this is how the proration works. If I give here 12 and the product's subscription term is also 12, in that case, what would happen is it would take up the list unit price, which is 12, and quote's term is also 12, 1200. Now, let's say if I increase this from 12 to 24, so what would happen is for a year it's being charged 1200. So right now it's 2 years, so it would be charged 2400. Yeah, it is. So this is how proration works. Yep, these are the few of the considerations that we need to take care of. There is a special field which is provided by Salesforce CPQ. We can create this field on quote and specify the ID of the account from which we wanna pick up the contracted pricing. So there could be multiple accounts which have the contracted pricing for a product, but if you want it to be picked up from a specific account, then we create this field and we specify the ID, or we can have a formula as well depending on the business. Another thing, we can have only one contracted price record for each product. So if I in a quote, let's say I have two same products but with different pricing. So let's say one is the one price is 100 and the another one is 200, based on, let's say, this was different because of the discounts applied to both the products. So in that case, what would happen is Salesforce CPQ would not understand which price to pick up when generating a contracted price. So these are the few considerations that we need to keep in mind. Last topic for today is evergreen products. So what are evergreen products? So right now we just saw an example that product being sold for 12 months. So after 12 months, what would happen is we would have to renew that quote. But what if I want to sell this product on forever basis? Not, it shouldn't, there shouldn't be an end date. There should be no end date and the product should be sold on forever basis. So for that we have this concept which is evergreen products. So for that evergreen products, what we need to do is, first of all, we need to enable that by going to the package settings. I'll quickly show you the setting. Here, I have already enabled the Evergreen subscription, so that's why it's showing as check. So we need to first enable this. By default, this isn't enabled. First step we need to do. Second step we need to do for Evergreen products would be we would need to add two values into the pick list. The pick list name is subscription type, where we would need to add two values. One of the values is Evergreen, and the other one is renewable Evergreen. I think that's mentioned. That's not mentioned here, but if needed, I can add that step here as well. The other step is we need to add two values into the pick list, evergreen and renewable evergreen. So let me show you that field quickly. By default, if you see other products, it would have renewable here. I added two fields here, renewable and evergreen. Basically, we try to avoid using this, which says renewable as well, evergreen as well. So we mostly go ahead with renewable one time or evergreen. So right now we are going with the example of evergreen. So most common example which we are all aware of today is Netflix. So Netflix is a product which is an evergreen product, we can say, because it doesn't have an end date until unless we go and cancel it explicitly. So if I cancel, it already has the evergreen subscription type. We need to specify these as well, where the subscription pricing is fixed price, term is 1 month. So if you want to make it 12 months as well, that would mean the charge for 12 months would be whatever I would specify in the price book entry. So right now what I have specified is $500. So right now it means per month it's being charged $500. If I specify here 12, that means per year it would be charged per year it would be charged $500. Now let me quickly show you, before I move back, let me show you a contract which has been created for the contracted pricing. So if you go to that contract, what you would be able to see is you would be able to see a start date and an end date in this sort of contract, because this is a subscription product which has an end date. But in our evergreen product, we need this to be blank. So this is a formula field, we can't do it manually. So now if I go back to my opportunities, I have evergreen opportunity. I'll go to the quote, added lines. If I want to give any discounts, I can give discounts here as well. I'll save this product. I want to give any discount now. Subscription term is 12 months for the quote I have said, but it wouldn't be taken into consideration. If it had any other subscription products, then it would have taken the end date for those products. But right now, I don't have any other subscription products except for an evergreen product. Evergreen product is also a subscription product, which doesn't have an end date. But if I had other subscription products with end date, then that would have been used for that. So let me do one more thing quickly. I can add another subscription product. Add products, contracted pricing. Select, save. So right now I have two code lines. One of the code line has an end date, and the other one wouldn't have an end date. Start date would be picked up from the code, but it wouldn't have an end date. The other one, it would be picked up from the code. Now let me create a contract for this. So now you can see there is two contracts created. Why two contracts? One is for the contract which has a subscription product with an end date, and the other one is the contract for the subscription product without an end date, evergreen product. So now let me open the contract quickly. So now you can see this is a contract which doesn't have an end date, and as we can see here, this is the evergreen product Netflix which has been added. Let me go back to the another contract, and this contract would have an end date, As you can see, this hasn't ended and it has the subscription product which I added. Okay. The last one thing about Evergreen product is we can only we cannot renew the Evergreen products. We cannot amend as well. We can only switch the subscriptions from one subscription to other, or what we can do is we can cancel the subscription. These are the only two actions that we can perform on an Evergreen product contract. Yep, I think that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks, Aman. So we can take the question if we need Q&A. If you chat.
Yep, I think there's only one question. Okay. What's the use case for adding multiple price dimensions on one product, as all of it will be visible on the QLE? Okay. So let me give you an example here. So let's say today you are selling a service on a let's say that yearly basis, and what you want to do is you want to charge the vendor differently for each contract. So let's say for first contract, you are for first quarter, you are giving him a discount because he's joining us, and let's say you give him 50% discount. And let's say, as a gracious, what you are doing is you are giving 40% discount for the second quarter, and for the third quarter, you would give 30%. This is the use of MDQ product where you could, it's more like you are breaking the product into pieces and giving discounts on each level. But whereas if you had used that standard product, you have to give a standard discount totally. So let's say if it was not an MDQ product, what would happen is the discount would have been given the whole product and not the specific not a specific quarter or anything. It would be on the whole bill. But whereas if you use an MDQ product, you would be able to define the discounts at the minute level, which is for in our case, which is quarterly level. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, so I think it does answer your question, right? So I think we are good, Aman, for today's session, and it was good. And really thank you for your time and everybody who have been joined. So we'll be also publishing next session maybe this Saturday, and then you can join. So we'll talk about more in the upcoming sessions of whatever the features have been left. So majority of the, I think we will be talking about the which is a integration between the Conga or maybe DocuSign, because once you're generating any of the code, right? So you need to send to the customer, and that should be signed by the legitimate authority signature. Okay, so that I think we should be taking up in next Saturday. So I'll be publishing soon, maybe by Monday or Tuesday, and anybody can also follow the channel which is on YouTube, which is a Salesforce Noida admin group, and we already published all of the sessions till last week, and also in every session you can see the slides as well. So for today's session, I'll be publishing next week's also. Thank you so much, guys, for the time, and have a great weekend. Thank you so much, Aman.
It's my pleasure. Thank you everyone for joining.
Yeah.